good evening, good morning, depends when you are watching it. Uh, this episode is a very important episode to me. Uh, I titled it Who You See Shapes Who You Become. In my book, Reclaiming Dentistry, I often talk about systems like education, healthcare, and access, and how they shape who feels invited into certain professions. But before any system can really change, something else must happen first. People must be able to see themselves in the future. Today's conversation isn't just about dentistry, it's about identity, influence, culture, and what happens when someone realizes that their visibility can open doors for other people. I'm joined today by Eli Mack,
Yes, sir.
someone who understands how voice, presence, and authenticity can quietly reshape what young people believe is possible for themselves. Eli, thank you so much for
Yes.
accepting to do this with me.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me, brother.
Thank
This is
you.
awesome.
Thank you. So, first, we're going to talk about identity before industry.
Okay.
So, Eli, for people who are just discovering you, you're very famous, but let's say people who don't know you yet, how do you usually describe who you are beyond titles or platforms?
Beyond titles and platforms, well, honestly, when I usually describe myself on the surface level is I'm a YouTuber, a gaming content creator. I make videos about football, sports, gaming, and things of that nature. But on a deeper level, I would say someone who's just trying his best to, be a good man and, keep God first, and allow God and Jesus Christ light through to, shine through me to try to bring people closer to Him, and just show that you could be a good person while still, climbing the ranks of this success thing. Yeah.
That's I realize that faith is very important to you.
Yeah.
When I met you, I got into you know I heard about you. I checked you on Instagram and on YouTube. You write a psalm that is a very beautiful psalm.
Yes.
And so tell us a little bit about how faith shapes your life.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I wasn't the closest with God or, very deep into my faith until a couple years ago. I realize now though that He was always definitely with me, and God was always like watching over me and had like an anointing over my life. I just didn't really understand it. But He would always protect me, and make sure that I was all right through a lot of bad situations, and making sure that I always came out on top, and not necessarily taking L's for an L, but also learning lessons through those L's and those losses. Um, so, once that really clicked for me, it made me realize like, yo, this man above is doing everything in his power to, you know, allow his light to shine through me. And He wants me to be an influence and a voice. So I'm going to give my life to Him and use my platform to try to glorify His name. And honestly, is no better feeling. It is tough though, because, you start to get challenged and things of those natures. The enemy does try to attack once you do give your life. But, if there's no resistance in what you're doing, then maybe you're walking on the same direction that the enemy wants you to. There's going to be resistance when you're doing the right thing. The enemy doesn't want you to do the right thing. So this resistance that I've been feeling towards it, I know I'm doing something right. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. At what point did you realize that people weren't just watching what you were doing, but listening to what you had to say?
When I first started YouTube, I would like go live a lot and just have like deep connections with my supporters. And through those lives, I would get to know them. They would get to know me. I'd have deep conversations, sometimes to the point where I'm tearing up on there, just talking about things I've been through, things I'm going through at the moment. I remember when I had like 20,000 subscribers and I still wasn't making money yet. And I was, I grew up, we didn't really come from too much. And I remember not having money and being very hungry and going to the beach and kind of just like, dang, man, I'm starving right now. I'm trying to like make some shake. So I decided just to go live and start talking to my fans. And I told them what was going on. And they started like donating money to me and stuff so I can get some food and everything. That was real dope. And just like, I think little moments like that, or like when my father passed away in 2020, I was uploading very consistently before that. And when that happened, I just went honest. I went live and I said, yo, I'm gonna take some time off. And my fans really encouraged me and pushed me through that moment to like, take your time, but we're here for you. It's a lot of real moments. I think a lot of content creators make everything all about an image, right? I'm not about image. I'm about the real me, and speaking on what's real in my life. And I think when I do that, my fans are like, yo, I'm willing to listen and to support this guy because he's not faking it, you know?
So the sincerity,
Yes.
and authenticity.
Yes, man. 1,000%.
That's great.
Yeah.
So does that kind of visibility feel like a responsibility to you?
Yeah.
And does it feel more natural though?
Mm-hmm. So it feels like a responsibility where it's like, yo, Eli, you got kids looking up to you, people who, you know, really support what you're doing. Like, you can't be out here just doing bad things and putting a bad influence out, right? Like in my videos, I don't cuss. At the end of my videos, I always tell people, you know, put God first. Remember that you're chosen. Move like it. You know, just try to preach as much positivity as I can, though I'm not perfect at all. And I think that's what makes it better, because since I'm not perfect, and I knew, like, I used to think, all right, if I was to die right now, this is like a few years ago, I'm like, if I was to die right now and I was to be in front of the heaven gates, like, if God knew all the stuff that I did and stuff, he wouldn't let me in, right? That's kind of how I used to think about myself. But when I realized that, you know, he forgives us for everything and he loves us, you know, like his children, it made me realize that, you know, I am worthy. And no matter the things that I did do, like, I'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? In his eyes. So, yeah, I just try to, you know, preach that and let my fans know that you'll be all right no matter, you know, what you've been through or what you've done.
So since I met you,
Yeah.
from day one I met you, I connected with you on one thing, and I told you, I feel this positive attitude that you have.
Yeah.
Like, it's impossible not to like you and not to love you.
Appreciate that,
And
man.
so is this always been natural with you?
Yeah, definitely. Now that I think about it, yeah, like, I bounced around a lot of different places. I didn't really stay in one place for more than a year, except for high school. So I always was forced to like make new friends, meet new people, be around different cities. I've lived in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, every city within Virginia, New York, New Jersey, everywhere. So I was always put in new positions to be around new people. And that taught me to talk and just be who I am and, you know, try to connect. And it taught me not to be small-minded, to, you know, I got white friends, I got black friends from all different cultures, friends who take me to rodeos and we listen to country music, friends who we listen to rap music and we go into the club. Like, I'm all over the place. So I know how to kind of connect with people, and it allows me to be more myself and not be boxed into like one specific thing.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of America. You know, we have so many other people together around us.
Yeah.
Before you became a YouTuber and gamer and stuff of that, you were trying to become a music writer and rapper.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
how did this go to you, and how did you pivot?
Yeah. So I was doing music since I was like 12 or 13, right? So like in the communities where, you know, the black community and stuff, at least in my experience, what I learned with my friend group and my family, like, we feel like the only way to make it out is sports or entertainment. So for me, I'm like, yo, I'm pretty good at rapping. Like, this is what I'm gonna do. And I was rapping about things I was going through in real life. So it was resonating with people because it was relatable, right? So it was doing pretty well. But over the course of, like, you know, the time doing it, I lost my music equipment on 4 different occasions. One time, you know, I got robbed for it. People broke into my mom's car and stole everything. Another time, my uncle stole all my stuff. So a lot of times of losing my equipment. And in that time, I'm asking God, like, yo, I want to be a rapper. Why aren't you allowing this? Like, why am I keep losing my equipment? And that's when, like, YouTube came in for me. I started watching YouTube, and there was this YouTuber that had like 700,000 subscribers. I was watching him all the time. And I hit him up and I'm like, yo, I really want to play you. You know, I want to try to get my music out. And he was like, yo, we can do it. But if I beat you, you got to make an intro song within 24 hours for my channel. He beat me. I got the song done in like 15 minutes. I'm not going to lie. And at this time I was working at Dollar General making $7.25 an hour. So this is after losing my equipment from my uncle taking it. I just had enough equipment that I bought to be able to record that song. So it was like not the best quality, but he ended up liking it. We talked on the phone for like 4 hours on an Instagram call. And he was like, yo, we should start a podcast together. And I was like, really, with me? Like, that's crazy. So I was doing a podcast in 2019, a sports podcast. And as I'm doing it, all the viewers and listeners are like, yo, this Eli guy is funny. He should start YouTube. And at the time, I'm like, man, I don't want to do YouTube, bro. Like, I was stubborn. I'm like, I want to be a rapper. This guy really believed in me, man. He was like, yo, I'm going to fly you to LA. This is 2019. I'm going to an EA event, right? Which is an EA Sports Madden event. Mm-hmm. He flew me out. I went. And when we get there, I'm his +1. They're giving shirts to everyone, EA shirts. And they handed me one. And I was like, oh, I'm not a creator. Like, And they was like, I feel like you'll be here one day. Just keep the shirt. And I was like, all right, got the shirt, whatever. And as I'm hanging around, I'm meeting all these YouTubers that I grew up watching, like Yo Boy Pizza, QJB, TD Barrett, all these guys. And I'm like, man, this is kind of cool, bro. Like, so when I went home, I was like, I'm going to try it. And I started YouTube. And I went from 0 subscribers to 100,000 in 10 months.
Wow.
And that proved to me that God was telling me, listen, yeah, I'm taking your music equipment. I'm going to make it hard for you to do music because that's not what I want you to do. I want you to do YouTube. I want you to be goofy, be funny, have kids look up to you, have kids watch you. And now that I'm getting closer to my faith, and honestly saying this right now is kind of hitting me, I feel like God is like, listen, I made your fan base kids. I made you get in this route for a reason. And the reason is for you to shine my light through you and help these kids become better and essentially be a disciple here on earth in modern day, right? So, yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about now that I say it. But, yeah, that's the music beautiful thing, man. I tried it.
Yeah.
I still love it. I still make music to this day. But now I make more songs about, it's like therapy for me. I'll talk about things I'm going through or, God and stuff like that. And I've posted snippets on my Instagram here and there. So it's pretty cool.
So, but now you use it in a positive shape.
Yeah. Before it was very negative.
Negative,
dude.
Yes.
But it's like, it's negative, but it's what I was going through.
Correct. Yeah.
So, it's negative, but I needed to get that outlet out. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, honestly, now my stuff is a lot more positive and,
Yeah, that's beautiful. So when you were growing up, I don't know obviously we talked about it, but let's precisely, growing up, what kind of careers or future felt visible to you and which one didn't?
Yeah.
And we talked about rap,
yes.
But that probably was one phase of your growing up or?
Yeah. So when I was real young, I wanted to be an archaeologist.
Huh?
Yeah. I wanted to dig up dinosaur bones and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was real cool. And then I started getting a little older and I guess, unfortunately, I'm realizing okay, look, I'm growing up in a house right now. I'm the oldest. Is my younger brother, younger sister, and my mom. My mom's a single mom working multiple jobs, going to school at the same time, taking care of us. This archaeologist thing is cool, but that's going to take time. I need to figure out how to become successful now. And in our communities, like I said, in the Black community, all we know really from my experience, not everybody, but from my experience and my people and where I grew up, is I want to be a ball player or a rapper. So I wanted to go to the NFL for a while. Then I realized I wasn't that good. I wanted to go to the NBA, realized I'm tall, but I'm not that good. And then the music thing clicked for me. And that's really where I honed in on. But I never had aspirations to be anything other than some sort of entertainment, which is interesting to me because it was never introduced to me at all.
Wow, that's going to be the segue for what we were, intent of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So, having said that, in your community where you grew up, that was it, sports or entertainment.
Yeah. Or illegal activity.
Yeah, wow.
Right? Which is
that's sad. Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
But I dived into those things as well, not really understanding how bad that is. And not understanding how bad it is, but not understanding that doesn't lead anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? I've done a lot of
It's an easy, fast money, but that's not sustainable.
Yes. And the fact that I never got caught for anything that I did, I feel was God telling me, I feel like he's just been watching over me, dog. It's like, look,
Obviously, yeah.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
So, do you think that ambition shapes a person?
Yeah, I think so, big time. Like, you gotta have ambition, in my opinion. Like, you have to, bro. You gotta have something that you want to do and something to strive for. I know me, if I can't have any friends that don't have ambition, it's hard for me to deal with women that don't have ambition. Like, if I come across those type of people, it just don't last long, because, like, all right, we might be hanging out, chilling, playing the game. After a couple of days of doing this, I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? How we gonna get rich? How we gonna like make
Yeah.
something shake, you know?
Yeah.
For you, the girl, if we sitting around watching Netflix all day or not do anything productive, I'm like, all right, what's up?
Mhm.
Right. So I'm big on ambition, but I think I get that from my family and my mom. Like, my mom raised
So your mom is the influence.
definitely. Like, I
Yeah.
love my mom to death. Without her, I wouldn't be where I'm at, dog. Like,
Mhm.
3 kids by herself, raising all 3 of us, bouncing around state to state, city to city. Had me at 17 years old. Never gave up on any of us. To this day, an amazing, like, person, an amazing leader, like the strongest woman I know. Yeah, man, she taught me so much of just like hustling and going to get it, never giving up. You know, there's times we wasn't gonna have a Christmas and she'd sell. One year, she loved motorcycles. She sold her motorcycle for us to be able to have a good Christmas that year. Things like that, just sacrifice and hunger and going to get it. She's from the Bronx. She's from here, from New York. That's where I was born too, but she grew up in the Bronx. So you know how it is being from New York. You got that New York hustle, man. So yeah.
She's a tough lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go back to the same thing. It's funny that the conversation sometimes supersedes the question.
Yeah.
So we go back to the same thing, you know. So because of how you grew up in that environment, basically looking to do something outside of it was not even in your radar, or of the young man or woman around you.
It didn't feel attainable, bro. Like, if I'm being real, like, when you grow up, like how I grew up and where I grew up, like, you look at the rappers on TV, you look at the ball players buying their mom's houses, and you see them doing it young, especially in my era. Like, there's a lot of like famous people who made it young, like rappers and things like that, ball players, all that. Even kids now getting NIL deals, 18 years old, making millions. So that's what we see. When you think of like doctors or dentists or like anything of that nature, when you go to the dentist, right, or you go to the doctor, it's usually an older guy, right? So you're like, okay, to be that, I'd have to be old. Like, it's just, when you're young, you don't understand it. You don't really see young people in those fields, maybe, or even honestly people who look like us, like black people who, you know. So it's like, it just don't feel like that's for us, which is wrong, because it shouldn't be like that, man. Like, there's so many very talented, smart, amazing, like, you know, young kids from the inner cities that can be anything they want. Like, if you want to be a dentist, you want to be a doctor, or something that doesn't seem, you know, normalized or glorified in your community, you can be the person who goes and do it. You know, like my mom, she went to school for nursing. She wanted to be a nurse. Obviously, it was hard with all of us, but like, I shout out to her for that. She didn't grow up seeing that, but she still chased that, you know?
So
Yeah.
how did she end up breaking that mold? And so if we can take from her and learn from it.
Yeah.
So what I want people to know, the reason we're having this conversation is that it's a personal reflection.
Yeah.
When I was preparing my book and I did the research on it,
Yeah.
and I mentioned it to you, and that was very kind of you to accept.
Yeah.
I told you that what bothered me the most, that all ethnic groups in the United States increased in the profession, in the dental profession, except at the black group. Latinos increased, Asians a lot. White went down. We as Middle Eastern, we don't kind of we don't count because they throw us in everything.
Yeah.
But when I saw that, and when I was running the program at the school, from 100 people that I graduated, but you mean every year we had 100 applicants.
Okay.
I got years that I had nobody, a black that applied. And I had only in my 10 year of training, I had only one gentleman I told you about. It's like my brother, Dan, if he's listening, Dan Rain. And he was the only one. And so for me, it always been my drive.
Yeah.
And I did mention to you that there is this paper that I showed it to you in the Journal of American Medical Association. So I'm just going to read the findings. The findings of this cohort study suggest that greater black PCP, primary care practitioner, workforce representation is associated with better population health measures for black individuals. So we know for a fact that the more we have black providers,
Yes.
doesn't matter, dentist, podiatrist, whatever,
Yes.
it serves the community.
Yes.
But yet, from our conversation, it does not come to
It doesn't click
in the radar of young men and women. So that's what I was hoping, that how we can change that.
Yeah.
I know it's not me and you, we're going to change the whole world, but at least the conversation starts from somebody like yourself who's an influencer.
Hey,
how do you think that can create awareness? And
what I'll say is, man, yo, guys, like if you guys and girls, if you guys have dreams to be, you know, in the medical field or in a field that maybe isn't normal to what you're used to seeing us be in, go chase that, because we definitely need that. You know, we want to see more of that, and that'll help the younger generation coming up have something to look to and look at and say, yo, if he can do it, if she can do it, like I can do it as well. And also, a lot of it is just sparking the idea. Like for me, I didn't even think about that ever growing up. It just wasn't in my mind because it just wasn't around me. That's not what I saw. So if we can get more of that, it'll spark more, you know, the younger generation of us to see that happening and see people doing it. And let's make it cool, man. Like, let's make it a cool thing. Like, yeah, more doctors, you know, more lawyers, more dentists, you know, things of that nature, more vets, all of that, man. Kid doctors, like, and make it a cool thing. Because obviously the cool thing that we all know and that we see is basketball player, football player, rapper, you know, things like that, which is dope and is amazing. If you got the skills to do it, definitely take advantage of it, because a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean? If you don't got the skills to do it, there's other things you can do too, man. Don't ever feel like, man, like if my singing career don't work, if my rap career don't work, you know, if I don't make it as a YouTuber or if I don't, you know, make it in sports, I'm cooked, I'm done. Nah, dog, there's so many opportunities out here. And that, granted, everyone's situation is different, so I understand there's millions of variables that can happen. But also, don't let that define you, bro, and don't let it stop you. You know, they say 0.028% of people have 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and I'm one of them. You know, and I come from, I was broke, dog. Like in 2019, I was making $7.25 an hour at Dollar General, minimum wage in Virginia. Like, broke. I quit my job to do YouTube, and it worked out for me, thank God. But like before that, there was the years of trying to do this music thing and losing equipment and failures. I did a show, got a $75 check. Like, that's nothing, dog. But it felt like everything at the time because it was my first big check. Trying to grind. So put that same grind mentality into anything that you want to do, and don't ever down yourself or say, no, see, we don't do that as a community. No, black people, we don't be doctors, or we don't do this. Like, I know the statistics might look like it, you know, based off what he's saying off this paper, but like, bruh, forget statistics, beat the odds, dog. Like, statistics are what you make it. create new statistics. Like, let's go ahead, let's chase it, let's make it happen, bro. That's what I feel like. Don't let this hold you back at all. Like, if you want to get into something, like, get into it. And if you haven't thought about it, do some research into it, think about it, and it might change your life because you might fall in love with it and realize, yo, this is actually something that I do want to chase. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're saying. That's basically modeling yourself towards someone else. And that's what you, so obviously that representation changes ambition. So you think representation changes ambition, or ambition force representation to change?
Okay, that's a good one. I feel like if you have no ambition, this podcast like might not resonate with you, because to you, you don't mind just sitting around all day playing the game and eating cheeseburgers, right? Like, but if you have ambition, or if you don't, figure out a way to get ambition. Figure out a reason to wake up every day, a reason to want to be successful, and also come up with your definition of success. For some people, success is making millions of dollars. To some people, success is doing better than their parents did. To some people, success is getting an apartment and a nice 2010 car. You know, whatever your definition of success is, write that down, figure it out, and then be ambitious enough and put some ambition in yourself to chase those goals for yourself. You know, don't compare yourself to no one either. Yeah. It's me versus me, you versus you, you know, run your own race.
Correct.
Yeah.
Run your own race.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
1,000%.
Yeah. So for the listeners, to tell them, in your opinion, probably to excite them, what makes a career meaningful?
Yeah.
To go back to exactly what you were saying.
Yeah.
Which one will make it meaningful?
I think what makes a career meaningful, right? So I've been doing this for a while now. God has blessed me so much. I've made great money on you know, doing social media and everything. But I think the thing that like pushes me the most is like when I meet you guys in person and you guys tell me how much you look up to me, or, you know, how much you got inspired by something I said in the video, or inspired through different journeys that I got going on, whether it's trying to play pro football as a guy who haven't played football since he was 9 years old, or the journey of trying to become a successful YouTuber who was a guy who was just broke 5-6 years ago, you know, just, what's the word again? One more time, you said?
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I hit it on the head.
What actually makes a career meaningful?
Yeah. So for me, that's meaningful, right? Like, for me at first, what was meaningful was becoming successful, making it, and doing something, beating the odds, doing something that a lot of people, you know, thought I couldn't do, especially statistically. But now what makes it meaningful is inspiring you guys coming up to me and just looking up to me. So I think what makes a career meaningful, honestly, is deeper than like the finances and the money from it and, you know, the fame and the notoriety. I think is like that connection, like one-on-one. And the reason I say that, for example, if you're a barber, that connection you have with each client. If you're a dentist, that connection you have with each patient. You know, if you're a content creator, that connection you have with each fan when they're meeting you in person and pouring their heart out to you and telling you how much you mean to them. Like, I think that's meaningful. And the only way you can get that type of meaning out of your career is if you love what you do and you give it your all. So that way, that client that you cut in their hair, or that patient that you're working in their mouth, or that person that's watching you can connect to you enough and rock with what you have going on so much that it becomes meaningful to them. So it's meaningful to you too. And it makes the whole situation meaningful, not necessarily just the money from it, you know, because that comes and goes. It goes up and down. You'll never be fully satisfied financially. Like, that's not what you want to chase. You want to chase the purpose.
Yeah. That is the point. That is the point.
Yeah.
But, you know, I can say as a dentist, sometimes, you know, you get frustrated all day and stuff.
Yeah.
But
like even us, like, you know, we
Yeah.
met and you're like, it was meaningful. Just our conversation, how I was as a patient, and then how you were as the person working. Like, remember usually when I meet people who are doing like any type of medical work, I'm a little nervous all the time. Like, it's kind of like, I don't know if you remember, but I'm like, hey man, like, yeah, I just really want to have like a good smile. And you're like, I got you, bro. Don't worry. I got you. Right. And like, that was meaningful to me. It's like, yo, he's confident in what he's doing. You were very calm, caring, a lot of tender, loving care, like making sure I'm comfortable. And then afterwards we had a conversation, and that's when it's like, oh yeah, you got a book or you have a podcast. I would love to support, man. Like, you're dope,
Yeah.
Imagine if, let's say you're having a bad day and then maybe you came in and you're not being the person that you are. I would maybe not, I'd be like, man, who, like, this guy's kind of weird, So yeah, just going in whatever you do with being 110% positive in yourself. I think that's the meaning of it all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if I may say to you that what I love about dentistry, although sometimes patients can drive you nuts, but what I love about it is that you get to meet amazing people.
Yeah.
And first, when I met you, I didn't know what you do and whatever.
Yeah.
But you were wonderful, and you were so easy to connect with. And then I figured out what you did, and I was very more impressed of what you achieved. And the more I get to know, I mean, actually, when we were waiting to tape the podcast, I told you I might get to know a lot of things about you, and it was fascinating.
Yeah.
So even you, when you are in bad mood and you're having a bad day or whatever, but once you go to tape something, you're in.
Yes.
100%. No question about it.
No question.
And that's how you produce. And so that's what if you love what you're doing, you are in a trance. You are in a different place. You're performing. You are who you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've seen comments like, Eli, I was having a horrible day today, and then I watched your video, or someone just passed away in my family, or I just got this bad news and you uploaded, or if I go a little while without uploading, Eli, I miss you, bro. I'm trying to laugh. Like, it's like an escape for them. So me knowing that, why would I ever go into a session recording and not, give it my all, and be who they expect me to be,
Correct.
Yeah.
So in a way, you are, a more than a YouTuber. You are not an entertainer. You are somebody that people find escape in you.
Yes.
Correct? It's like the same thing that people find in us, a solution.
Yes.
A solution to their problem.
Yes.
So
I never looked at it that way. That's true.
Yeah. I'm looking for you.
Yeah.
I didn't see you, and I
having
wanted
a bad
to laugh.
day. I want to laugh. You're the solution.
Indeed, yeah. And we got people with pain, and they want to have a solution. So so that's where I think that the young men and women in your community, if they look at it that they are also providing a solution to a patient or to a human being, so that is a good career.
Yes.
And it's a steady career.
Wow, yes.
It's a steady career.
Yes.
It's a great career.
Because you'll always feel good doing it.
Yeah, if you like
if
it.
it's a positive solution, if you went in liking it and is something that's providing a solution to people positively, there's always going to be, even there's bad days and stuff, but you're going to like understand the purpose of it.
Correct.
It'll make you want to make it a career and not just a hobby or a job.
Absolutely. My bad days stays outside of my treatment room because you did not come to me that I have a bad mood.
Yes, exactly.
That's not what you're coming to me. And you, when you are doing your YouTubes, same story.
Yep.
They're watching you because not for your problems. Yeah.
I remember it was one time, it's kind of personal. I never shared this before, but like it was one time I was in the airport a few years ago. And at the time I was listening to a song and it kind of reminded me of just like my dad and stuff like that who passed away. And then I was a little just sad. To this day, even though it happened so many years ago, sometimes I just feel it. And I was like tearing up and stuff in the airport kind of by myself. And you forget who you are sometimes, right? I'm just walking in the airport, my hoodie on, just like tearing up, like, dang, I miss my dad and stuff like that. And then I feel like a tap on me and I'm like, what the heck? I turn around and there's a kid and he's like, yo, Eli Mack. And I'm like, oh shoot. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? Right? And it's like, I turned that off, turned on what he's used to seeing on the videos.
Sure.
What's up, man? Gave him that moment. And then eventually went and had my own moment later on. But, I've met celebrities and I've heard that there's people who like, if they're having a bad time, they'll just like shut off the fans. They'll just not take pictures. They'll be very rude, which I don't agree with, man. Like that's our purpose. That's our meaning. These kids, that kid might never see me again.
But not all the celebrities do that.
Yeah.
You know, they behave sometimes really rudely with their fans.
That too. Even if they're not feeling sad, they just are doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So nah, man, you gotta show love to these people. They
spend time on you. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
man.
absolutely.
They changed my life, man.
Indeed.
So it's like, come on now.
So anyway, the influencers and professional schools and institutions play in widening the frame of the next generation. So let me rephrase it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the role of influencers or professionals in schools and institutions play in widening the frame of the next generation?
Oh man, we play a huge part because the kids aren't kids. I've had I got NFL players, kids who watch me, like celebrity, and those kids look up to me more probably than they look up to their dad, which is crazy. It's like, yeah, you're cool, you play football, but this is Eli Mack, he's a YouTuber, right? So like influencers, we have a big responsibility and like influence on these kids to where like we gotta like plant good seeds in them because they listen to us and they look up to us. I think it's a stat like 70 or 80% of kids want to be YouTubers nowadays. I go to schools and stuff and talk to kids and like they lose their mind. But I don't know, maybe like a big time legendary athlete might walk in and is like, oh, cool. Which is crazy to think about, but they're connecting with us more than ever right now.
Because you're more real.
Yeah.
You're more real.
Dang, that's deep.
Yeah.
Or even it could be more real or just like they feel like they're like family with us. Like, oh, that's my big brother. Like they know a lot about us. They're watching hours of our content. They don't just see us on the field for 60 minutes once a week or on the court for 60 minutes a couple times a week. They're like, I'm watching I'm digesting his videos.
All the time.
All the time. TikTok, YouTube, not just me, but like TikTokers, YouTubers, podcasts, all of that. Like there's podcasters that I watch that I feel like I know. And if I saw them in the street right now, I'd be like, yo, bro. And they might be like, you don't know me for real, but I feel like I know you because you do a great job on your podcast, making it feel like a family.
Yeah.
So that's what I try to do, make it feel like a family. Because we have a very big responsibility to try to influence these kids in this next generation in a good way.
Good.
Yeah.
So if this episode, and I'm hope that this episode reaches a lot of people, but reaches someone who's never seen themselves in certain spaces before, what do you hope they will walk away with?
Okay, I like that. So what he's asking is, if one of you guys are watching this episode and you maybe only ever thought of yourself as someone who's going to be doing this as a career, but never even thought about something else as a career, like dentistry, like YouTube or anything that. And the beautiful thing is that it's tapped their mind before, right? Like we're saying this right now and there's someone watching who's like, there's a little itch in the back of their mind that's like, yeah, I wanted, it's something, but they don't allow it to get big enough because they don't think it's realistic. I would say whatever that little thing is in your head that if I tell you right now, what is something that you really want to do, but you haven't took the time to make it happen, whatever came to your mind first, lean into it heavily. Do research, watch videos, read books on it, like try it out because you just never know how it's going to turn out for you, bro. I promise you, no successful person I guess some people do, but like it's rare to just get something handed to you. Like you gotta just try something and go in. Like if I didn't quit music and go into this, imagine I'm trying to be a rapper. I grew up in like kind of bad situations. I'm around like robberies and I got friends who got shot and killed and drugs, selling drugs. I used to smoke weed, all types of bad stuff I was into. That was my mind frame. Then I got this guy telling me, hey man, come be a video game YouTuber. I'm like, no, like that's not even me. Like I'm on this. Little did I know, I tried it and now this is my whole identity. Now there's people that see my videos and they're like, Oh yeah, he doesn't cuss. He's goofy. He's funny. He has kids who watch him. Like, great guy, which thank God he changed my life and changed my heart to become this. But before this, I was something totally different and never even imagined that I would like be like this, dog. Like so don't ever be afraid or be what's the word? Stubborn to change. Don't be stubborn to change. Try something new, and it's never too late or too early too, you know? Like, go chase it, bro. Just try it out. Give yourself three months, 90 days straight of just trying that dream and see if you move even a little bit, then you can move a lot. If you don't move at all, I'd go another 90 days. That's what I would do. I'm a hustler. You know what I'm saying? Just keep going, bro. No plan Bs, man. Make it your plan A and make your plan B your plan A. Just go in, man. Why not? Try it out. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I
beautiful.
quit my job for this, man. Like, you got to just try it out. Everybody's situation is different, but don't be scared, man. We got one life to live, bro. We're not all going to be here long. Would you want to be on your deathbed and, you know, I heard Denzel Washington say, like, have a bunch of ghosts of dreams that you never chased. And they're all like, dang, why didn't you try me? Why didn't you try this? Why didn't you want? And you're just laying down like, dang, I settled. Are you going to be happy? You know, make yourself proud, man. And then that'll make everybody else proud.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So if we have a leader listening, what do you hope they will commit to do differently?
So say that one more time.
If we have a leader that is listening to us,
Yeah.
you know, a person and they can make a change,
Yeah.
what do you hope they commit to do differently?
Nice. I would say if you're a leader and you know you have influence and you know there's people following you, I believe that it's your sole responsibility to, you know, try to steward and lead them in a direction towards being better in their life, right? Even if your content is not the most positive, whatever you do, debauchery, whatever it is that you got going, like, try to sprinkle in some positivity because you're literally, like, you have a bunch of people following you. And, like, why would you want to lead everyone to, like, bad or destruction? I just don't really see a benefit in, like, us as a human race in that. I think try to have something positive and, like, push that on them so they can learn from you and then go in their own way and then create their own leadership and have people follow them. And then one person or two people from that create their own leadership. Next thing you know, we would create a big community of positive people just trying to do their best, you know? That's what I would say.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So on that note, we are going to do the closing reflection.
Okay.
Representation isn't about optics. It's about possibility. Before someone can pursue a future, they must believe it's available to them. Reclaiming professions, dentistry included, starts with reclaiming imagination, access, and belonging. And that responsibility belongs to all of us.
Yeah.
Eli, I want to thank you so much for making the time.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you too. And I hope that, you know, whomever is listening to us, to have a dream.
Yeah.
Remember what Monday we have Martin Luther King.
Yes.
I have a dream.
Yes.
Right? So we have a dream. Dentistry is a great profession. I encourage everybody in your community, or in any other community. My son says he wants to be a dentist. Yeah. All right. So we live in the same building. Yeah. He has no choice other than going. He doesn't go. But I think he's influenced because I am the role model.
Yes.
And yes, you're right. There's not a lot of in the representation in the community is about entertainment and athletics.
Yeah.
But thank you for trying to make a difference and telling them, no, we can be different. We can be a dentist. We can be a doctor. We can be, physician, podiatrist, anything, because humans' life improves.
Yeah.
When they go to the same person, they can feel comfortable with them. Yes. It's the same thing like this little kid came to you when you were in a bad thing, but he was, because he connects with you.
Yes.
You know, there's something
relatable.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's why I would encourage you to look into dentistry. It's a great profession.
Yes. I would encourage that too, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know. One of y'all might be my dentist one day when I'm 80 years old or something. You know what I'm saying? Or you can get my kids right, you know. But yeah, seriously, like if you have talent in those areas that we are used to, whether like sports and things of that nature, yeah, chase that and try it out. But like if you were kind of lost, or even if you do have talent there, but you're not all the way sure if you want to try to go pro or make it to the greatest heights of that career, yeah, look into different things, man. Look into the medical field, look into, you know, things that maybe you weren't privy to before. You know, just take a look around the world and see what else is out there. Don't think just because you don't see no one that looks like you in that you can't do it. You can definitely do it, brother. Like, you got this, man.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, thank you, man.
All right.
Yes. God bless, man.
Thanks.
Yes.